Hello to all of my female entrepreneurs who want to capture all the juice out of life for your entire fucking life experience. Because ultimately, when you're building a business, we have to remember what we're building it all for. That's the most important piece. It's one thing to hustle, and yes, I am somebody who is willing to work hard. But if you're wanting to suck the entire goodness out of life while you are building your empire, while you are building your legacy for your children and for your family, then this is for you. I hope you make sense of the energetics and translate it into tangibles so that you can maximize the ROI of your entire fucking life. So let's dive in. We are so close, my friends, to the end of 2025, which has been a 9 energy year. This 9 energy is about releasing, letting go, but it's also about an expansion of capacity. So in order to create expansion of capacity, we need to let go of people, experiences, habits, all sorts of stuff that we've been doing, that we've been carrying in our backpack for the last 9 years, that are no longer going to support us as we move into 2026. So 2026 is not only a 1 energy year and the beginning of a new cycle, but it is actually setting us up and planting the seeds for the next fucking decade. Well, I don't know about you, but I plan to take that seriously because I'm not going into my next decade the same person as I have been for the last decade, because I've seen so much growth and expansion in my own experience, including my clients. And I know for sure that if you're somebody who's in my world, you are a growth mindset human. You're not just going to stay where you're at. So this 9 energy has ultimately been about removing all of the shit and the backpack we carry around all the time that we're not taking into the next decade. So maybe you've noticed this year that there are certain habits that you've shifted. There's certain communities you've walked away from. There are certain humans you've walked away from. There are certain activities you no longer participate in. There's certain beliefs, certain mindsets that have shifted for you. And it's all on purpose. It's all on purpose, mathematically designed. So December itself carries the energy of the 3. Now, December's energy, that 3, is all about an amplification. Now, it will amplify whatever we choose to focus on. So if you are focused on all of the doubt and insecurity and, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing, and lack, and I'm got to get presents, and it's chaos, and oh my God, Uncle Bob at the dinner, I don't even know how to deal with him. If you're focused on that, you're going to amplify that. That's how the 3 works. It's not trying to punish you. It's literally saying, look what you're creating. You're creating more of it. Now, the 3 is also going to amplify anything that you are celebrating. So might I suggest, celebrate. So this is ultimately focusing on celebrating your life, every little tiny moment. Thinking about your family, thinking about your kids, the excitement of Christmas, like really focusing on the energy of being a child at Christmas time in the morning or whatever holiday you celebrate. What is that feeling of celebration, of honoring, of play, of fun, of really just loving on your life? Because you get to choose what you think and feel. You get to choose what you focus on. And for me, I personally am going to focus on all the fucking good things, because when you do that, your brain is designed to create more of the good. That's not to say it's all rainbows and kittens and we're going to brush over bad shit that happens. It's not to say that we're going to bypass anything that's actually coming up for us. But it also means that we get to choose to move beyond it. We get to, instead of wallow in it and sit on the couch and pout about it, we can do something about it. We can choose consciously to shift our attention and focus. And December is really about that energy. Now, December is also a little bit tricky this year, because what that 3 energy wants you to do is stay in the present moment. But in December, we're all like, what's happening next year, right? We're already in the planning stages of 2026. We're already like, new year, new me kind of vibes. But that 3 energy of December is saying, be here now in this moment. Be right here. All right. So let's break this down day by day. We're going to break this down every single day for the week of December 15th through the 21st. And then at the end, if you are joining me live and you are here at the end live, I will be pulling cards for those of you. Okay, so Monday, December 15th, 3 of Clubs, ruling 9 energy. Creative power is at your fingertips on Monday. So be mindful what you're creating. You could create unconsciously by worrying or allowing insecurity or grief to just take over your world. Now, to be clear, if you are experiencing grief or there is something going on in your experience, don't just like skip over it and pretend it doesn't exist and shove it under a carpet for later. What we need to do here is recognize that I get to feel grief and still focus on all the good that's in my life at the same time. So it's not about getting caught up in the worry, getting caught up in the spin, getting caught up in the doubt, the insecurity, or the grief, or whatever's rising up for you. You can consciously choose to focus in the direction that you desire to move. And even if that's something like, you know, I mean, I've lost so many family members over the years. And one of the things that we do is that we do a celebration of life. And it's not, of course it's sad. Of course there's grief, but at the same time, there's also this celebration. So when my dad passed away, we hosted a wake and we talked and shared stories and talked about what his life was like and funny things that he used to do and jokes he used to tell. That's this kind of energy. So you are in the driver's seat of whatever is going through your experience on Monday. All the time, but take your thoughts and get them out on paper or voice dictate what's on your mind and heart. The beauty of modern technology, we've got these voice recorders at our fingertips. Just get it out of your head. Most anxiety is caused by allowing these thoughts to stay and spin in your own mind. Get it out. Write it out, create it out, speak it out, do whatever you need to do, but allow whatever is stirring in your soul to move through you without it needing to be something, without it needing to become something. Just create for the sheer bliss of it. Get into that messy creative process for the fun of it. In fact, try something different. Try finger painting, like get messy, or, you know, make something in the kitchen where you got to get your hands in there and get dirty. Go play in the dirt, splash paint on a canvas, scribble for a while. I don't care what it is. Just see what unfolds. And the beauty of the creative process is that we never really know how it's going to unfold. We really don't know how it's going to work out. And that's the fun part. Also, as a little bonus extra thing to do today, to help you feel more calm and more at ease, especially moving into the holidays, spend a few minutes today just organizing or clearing an area of your home. The other day, I was sitting on the couch. It was like 8 o'clock at night. And I was sitting there and I was looking at this one part of my kitchen. And I keep a pretty tidy house. But I was looking at this one part of my kitchen and I was like, why is that even there? I don't understand why that thing is there. I don't like that thing. Hey, Kristen. And so I immediately, and like 8 o'clock at night, I'm like slowing down, ready to go to bed. I'm like, nope, that's it. So I got up and I like tore this whole section, and it was just this little, like a little shelf where my coffee maker is. And I ripped it all apart, moved drawers, moved cups. And now it's like this beautiful spacious area. And it literally took me like half an hour to do. So do something like that on Monday to help you shift some energy. All right. Tuesday, December 16th, 2 of Clubs, ruling 1. Today is a day for expression. Process your ideas through voice notes, through conversation with someone else, through journaling. Just allow yourself to process, knowing that you can clean up the mess later. You might create a mess today, and that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing that you need to do about it. But if you keep ideas in your head, they will turn into anxiety, indecision, fear. So move the ideas out, verbally, written, I don't care how you do it. That's going to help you settle the mind. And also potentially help you put form to those ideas. So instead of overthinking it and letting it sit up here and percolate and turn into some big story, just let it pour out of you. You can figure it all out later. And if you feel stuck with this, go move your body. Move your body so that you can get out of your head. And remember that there's nothing you need to figure out here. It's not your job to have all the answers. It's not your job to know exactly step by step what I'm supposed to be doing now. The pieces of the puzzle are going to fall into place later. So let go of the need for the answers to be clear today and just allow yourself to just kind of verbal diarrhea onto the paper, onto your voice notes with a dear friend, whatever you need to do. All right, December 17th, Ace of Clubs, ruling 2. Raw, honest, radical fucking truth is the pathway today. That means to others, but most of all, to yourself. You're going to see things that you can no longer ignore and conversations that need to happen like today. Don't delay. Don't run from it. Don't hide. Just say what you need to fucking say and clear the air. Whether it's with yourself or with a loved one, you'll thank yourself later. Without the truth, we cannot make change. So being radically honest with yourself is the fastest path to growth. If we pretend that something doesn't exist, if we shove our shadows under the carpet and try to avoid them, they rear their ugly head later. So just deal with it today. Look at your self-talk. Look at your discipline. Look at your follow-through. Look at your commitments and get real with yourself. Look at your relationships and your connections and your network and clean up your side of the street if it's necessary. Look at your business with an honest lens and make decisions from facts, not feelings. Your capacity for honesty creates embodied leadership. So today, Wednesday, is the day. All right, Thursday, December 18th. Here we have a shift in energy. So we've been in clubs energy most of December. Not the very first 4 days were diamonds, but now we're moving from clubs into hearts. Now, clubs energy is all about the brain. It's all about expression, communication, how we share our thoughts and ideas, how we move our ideas out into the world. And oftentimes we get stuck up in our heads. Now, the hearts are very much about our emotional state, our intuition, our connection with ourselves and others. They're very much the feelings. So December is the only month of the year that has the whole 13 suits of hearts. It's why we celebrate the holidays. It's why we come together in many different cultures. We come together with family at this time of year because we want to connect. We want to spend time with loved ones. We want to celebrate the end of the year. We want to be in that place of love and connection. That's what the heart's energy is all about. So now we're moving into the heart's energy on Thursday. We've got a King of Hearts ruling 3 energy. Do something today for yourself that feels a little indulgent. Because experiencing the pleasure of life is the whole fucking point. Allow yourself the luxury of desire. Most women don't let themselves go there. You don't let yourself indulge. You're so focused on being the good girl, making sure everybody else is taken care of, making sure that the dinner is ready for the holidays, making sure the kids' presents are all wrapped up. Did you buy one for yourself? Instead of going around and following the rules of your to-do list and your diet and your exercise routine, do something just for you today to suck the juice out of life. You're so busy trying to play by the rules and please everyone else, you forgot what you're doing it all for in the first place. When was the last time that you fell on the floor laughing so hard that you could barely breathe? When was the last time you sat on the kitchen floor for an hour with a loved one and ate ice cream out of the tub while you were in deep conversation? When was the last time you allowed yourself to love your fucking life without needing to prove that you deserve it? Yeah, that. Do that today. Do that every day, but especially on Thursday. Okay, December 19th. Queen of Hearts, ruling 4. Remember what you're building it all for. Those commitments you made and those standards you set and that discipline that you have decided that is non-negotiable for you. You know, like post content every day, sell every day, show up every day and be visible, love yourself, eat well, hydrate, all that stuff that you told yourself is non-negotiable. Why? Why? Because doing them for the sake of doing them is only going to lead you to a path of boredom and burnout. How can you breathe life back into your routine? Find a way to fall in love with your habits again. Bring new energy into that day-to-day and experience the absolute pleasure of each task. Because let's face it, there's shit that you gotta do that's sometimes really fucking boring. And in fact, most of the things that actually lead to results are the boring things. But that doesn't mean you can't make them more pleasurable. You gotta do your bookkeeping? Well, make a cup of tea, turn on the tunes, light a candle, do what you gotta do to make it more interesting, to make it more pleasurable. You gotta get content posted? Remember the joy of working with your clients and bring your heart into the post. Bring your pleasure to the game. There is always a way to turn the mundane habitual patterns into a richer experience. All right, Saturday, December 20th. I was kind of giggling about Saturday. This is a fun day. Give yourself the gift of a day of rest and allow integration from the week. You're not meant to always be on. God, that sounds exhausting. You aren't here to rescue the world and to take care of everybody else. Take care of you. So pay attention to your own damn needs today and move where you desire to move. Forget the obligations today. Take yourself out for lunch and have a beautiful date with yourself. Spend a little extra time in bed this morning and just soak up the comfort. Indulge in something that feels a little naughty. Maybe go buy yourself that Christmas present, right? And if inspiration hits, capture it, move with it. Not saying don't do anything, only if inspired, but don't try to force anything today. And if you're somebody who struggles with this, if you struggle with taking time off or struggle with rest time, and you believe you need to be productive all the time, been there about the t-shirt. Remember that rest is preventative maintenance and it's part of your impact. Without it, your energy dips, your impact drops, your income drops. So consider this your permission to fuck off for the day because you'll come back stronger for it. And then we have Sunday, 10 of Hearts, ruling 6. The more you celebrate and focus on the juicy goodness of life, the more you train your mind to seek out the same. This isn't magic. It's not some manifesting magical woo-woo shit. It's just basic science. It's not some magical gratitude fairy in the sky that brings you more goodness when you write your 3 journal prompts in your journal every morning. That's not how it works. It's just basic science. The more you focus on good, the more good you will see. So witness and express the joy that's in your life right now. Anybody who is watching this, you have something to celebrate. Because if you're watching this, you're on a device. You have the internet. You're breathing. You can either hear or see me. So much to celebrate. You are alive. Celebrate that. No matter what's going on in your life, you always have something good to celebrate. Now, that's not to say, again, we're not going to shove our feelings under the carpet and pretend like the grief and anything else that's rising up during the holidays isn't there, because of course it is. Allow yourself to feel the full spectrum, because that in itself is something to celebrate as well. Your ability to feel sadness, anger, frustration, love, connection, belonging, all of that is magical in itself and something to be celebrated. So give your heart the gift of overflow today. Go on a gratitude rampage. In the Expansion Codes Mastermind, we've been doing the prosperity party all of the month of December, and it has been phenomenal to watch the shifts that are occurring in that room, because every single day